Hello, everyone. Welcome. And if you are new here, my name is Jerry, and I'm unlock Mandarin speaking specialist. So I help you to speak Mandarin naturally. I have a thing called the loop system. Is a method designed especially for adults who freeze when they are trying to speak Mandarin. People who learn Mandarin feels like I stuck in the middle. I learned lots of things, but I just couldn't say it. I learned lots of vocabularies, I just couldn't put them together. Or when I try to speak Mandarin, I feel my mind just goes blank and I don't know what to say. I don't know how to say. That's everything. So um, before we start, I want to tell you something that really simple is that if you freeze when you trying to speak Mandarin, that's nothing wrong with you. It's not your fault. Okay, it's not your fault, and I think it's just the way that you learned affects you. Okay, if you freeze when you're trying to speak Mandarin, there's nothing wrong with you. Your brain is doing exactly what it's designed to do, like it's to trying to protect you. Okay, yeah, it's true. So if your brain frees you when you're trying to speak Mandarin, your brain is trying to protect you in a very ancient way. Okay, so adults often trying to translate, to remember the grammar, to remember tones, trying to sounds like correct at the same time. So this creates the overload to your mind. Okay, this creates the overload to your mind. It's like you will feel, that's overwhelmed. I can't do it. That's too much. So um, this will create the overload and your brain choose to be silenced, and that's why you get freezed. And tonight, I'm going to let you experience a small part of the loop system. It's not the full version, but it's the simplest layer, but enough to help you to speak one real sentences. Okay, one real sentences. Then add in one idea, and then add a Mandarin for a real moment of your day. Something about yourself, something relevant to your day, maybe today or just now or yesterday, whatever. And just the need to remember is when we practice, um, is you need to speak as much as Mandarin as you can. Okay, although you may say, I don't know everything. Some sort of words I couldn't say. Some sort of words I'm not able. I don't know how to say it. Well, that's fine. So if you truly cannot say it, then add one English word or use the one English phrases. It's allowed it, but you have to make the sentences in a full. Okay, so that's the goal. All right. Uh, so basically, what we are doing now is one tiny layer of the loop system. So every loop which has we do tonight will have three parts: the insight, all right, the insight, the guided expression, and then a micro breakthrough. Okay, so tonight you will experience the smallest version of this, and you've just joined us. You are right on time. All right, you're just right on time. So most learners freeze because they're trying to do five things at once. Your brains cannot handle that load, so it shuts down everything. It shuts down your voice. What sort of things you want to do? Okay, at the same time, you want to do. I want to correct the pronunciation. I want to check if I'm in at the right tone, if the right order, if is the right word order, is the grammar correct? Could people understand me? Everything. Okay, everything. So you will feel that your brain will feel that's too much. That's over. I need to think. I need to process before I can speak. So that makes your brain shut down everything. That makes your brain that how to say, that makes your brain say nothing, keep silence. Okay, so that's what we need to do tonight. We do this through a tiny actions, not through the rules. Okay, now let's try something simple from a day. Okay, let's try something simple from a day first. You can choose one of these. 今天我 today I or 早上我早上我 this morning I or 现在我现在我 like now I. So basically three things. Today I, 今天我，早上我 this morning I, or 现在我 now I. So that these three things, and then you just need to choose one. Okay, just choose one, and think about something very small you did today. It could be like drinking coffee, working, going to work, like scroll down your cell phones or anything that's simple. So you can say, for example, 喝咖啡, drinking coffee, drink coffee. So now in Mandarin, you can say 今天我喝咖啡. Today I drink coffee. 今天我喝咖啡. Today I drink coffee. Or 早上我喝咖啡. This morning I drink coffee. 你好. And so basically, this is the phrases, or this is the firm I said to you. So, but this may not be the thing you did today. Okay, this may not be the thing you did today. What I want to do is, I want you to replace the thing that you have done today, because this is your day. This is your learning Mandarin. This is your vocabularies. This is your thing. So you need to replace it to say the thing. To say the thing. So you can type it in the chat, or you can say it out loud. I don't have to listen it, because you don't need the perfect tones. Okay, you don't need the perfect tones. Don't think about the tones. You don't need the full grammar. Just to follow the sentence pattern I just said. Okay, today I, 今天我 did something, or 早上我 did something. You could, if you really don't know how to say that in Mandarin, say it in English. Say, for example, 今天我 drink coffee. Okay, 今天我 drink coffee. It's fine. It's fine. So what I want to do is, I just want you to open your mouth, say something out loud, at least part of it in Mandarin. Okay, I will explain this later. But now I want you to say it. To say these things relevant to your life, relevant to your day. Okay? All right. Now, say it out loud, even if it feels messy. Okay, that's good. Right, if you did, you have just spoken Mandarin in the real sentences for your day. Okay, if you did it. So that will shift what you felt. It's a little release. That's the beginning of a real speaking, because the first thing is, you need to understand, you need to say it, you need to recognize what you said. So that's the first layer of the loop system, right? That's the first layer of the loop system. If you'd like to unlock your speaking properly, not just once but every day, you can complete the form in my profile. Okay, and if you are just watching from the YouTube, you can click the text below. Let's continue. All right. All right. So now, if you just joined, we are practicing the first layer of the loop system, small loops that helps the adult to unlock Mandarin speaking in a natural way. All right, in a natural way. So adults often freeze is because they expect their first sentence to be perfect. Most of my students, they said, okay, I have to make the sound perfect. I have to keep the pronunciation perfect. I keep the tone perfect. Otherwise, people won't understand me. All right. Yes, I'm going live. Yes. Hi, nice to meet you. Okay. So where am I? I just lost. Okay. Now, because when you're trying to be perfect, your mind goes blank. You freeze, because you will feel no matter what you said, no matter what you've trying to do, it won't makes you perfect. So you will think that, okay, if I don't make it perfect, then probably people couldn't understand me. If I don't make it perfect, then people couldn't understand me, right? But you have to understand one thing is fluency does not begin with perfection. Okay, and if you learn in any language, that the fluency does not begin with perfections. So be kind to yourself. Don't make it too harsh. All right. So the beginning is with one idea, then one more. So you need to say something out loud first, and then add one thing. If it's the phrases, if you can make people understand, and then the grammar, the tone, whatever later on. But now you just need to focus how I can say it out loud first. Grammar is not important. You just follow the patterns, and pronunciation is not important at the moment unless you're widely off the tone. Okay, because when speaking, there's a context. People can understand you definitely. And remember, 90%, oh well, 80% of Chinese people, they don't speak standard Mandarin. They have their accents, they have their dialect, so they can understand what you said. All right. Now, let's make an example, and then you will get what I'm trying to say. Take one sentences we just said earlier. Okay, 今天我 today I, and then now what you will do is you add one more idea. So first we said today I did something. 今天我喝咖啡. Today I drink coffee, right? But now you need to add one more idea. You can choose one. Say, for example, 一点累, a little tired, or 很开心, very happy, or 很放松, very relaxed. Whatever you feel. Okay, it's just to add one more layer that you can make the sentences longer and the people can have a better understanding, right? So now, say for example, 今天我很 today I'm very, and then choose one we just said before previously. 今天我很开心 I'm very happy today. 今天我很饿 very hungry. So give me a feeling and give me a sort of idea what sort of day you are. Very tired, you feel very hungry, you feel very busy, you feel very relaxed, whatever. So you can say 今天我很 today I'm very, then you can add the feeling in it. And that's the thing. If you say, okay, I won't say the feeling, say, for example, I'm feeling very nervous, but I don't know how to say nervous in Mandarin. What should I do? In that case, just trying to say it anyway. For example, 今天我很 nervous. Okay, 今天我很 nervous. Don't belittle that you mix the English and or your language and Chinese. It's a process, right? It's a process. It's a process that you get used to get used to speak Mandarin, because that tells your brain that, okay, look, that's fine. When I speak Mandarin, nothing bad happens. It's just fine, and I can express what I'm trying to say. Great. If that's the case, then you are trying to unlock your brain, and that makes you feel makes your brain feels better. All right. So now choose one feeling and say it out loud. Okay. Choose one feeling and say it out loud. 今天我很 and then plus the feeling. You ready? You can say it out loud, or you can just type in the chat, right? Good. All right. So now you have connected two ideas in Mandarin. Today I'm drinking coffee. 今天我喝咖啡。今天我很 relaxed. 放松. Today I'm very relaxed. So you see, that's the two things you connect together. That's not memorized. That's not copied. It's just created from the day, your own day. Okay, learning a language, learning any language is or the purpose is to communicate, to express yourself, to express your opinion, to express your preference, to express your feeling, anything, right? But if you just learn the textbook or the phrases you've learned from the video, but you don't make it relevant to your life, that's no point. You see what I mean? Because you need to use what you have learned to express something relevant to yourself. Because I taught you today I drinking coffee. 今天我喝咖啡. But maybe you don't drink coffee today. Or maybe you can't drinking coffee or you don't like drinking coffee. But I taught you 今天我喝咖啡. That's nothing relevant to your life. But you can just change or just replace one word that reproduce it relevant to your life and make it your own. You see what I mean? So the thing is, you need to say something relevant to your life. Say, for example, you can say, 今天我跑步 running. 今天我很累. Today I'm very tired. Make these sentences to your own. So make it to your own, make it to relevant to you, and then that's how your brain memorize. Because you can't say or you feel freeze when you're trying to speak, is because your brain feels nervous, had a bad memory, has a bad emotion, has a bad related things to speaking Mandarin. What you need to do is you don't have to shut down your brain totally. What you need to do is to train your brain to something like, okay, speak Mandarin is fine. Speaking Mandarin is a nice thing. Speaking Mandarin is safe. So that's the key point, right? Okay, so if you want to have a one-on-one practice with me, you can click the button on the screen and fill in the short form. I can contact you with that. If you are watching from YouTube, you can click the text below. Or if you think probably 5 days is too harsh or is too committed, then you can check on my profile. There is a link there. You can start from there. Okay. Excuse me. All right, now, so if you just joined, we have completed 2 small layers for the loop system, 1 sentences, then add an idea, add another idea. Okay, we are moving on the 3rd idea, because learning Mandarin, okay, learning Mandarin is something that it's a progress, it's a journey. You need the time, but you also need a good system. Lots of my students said I will forget what I've learned because you never relate the thing you learned to your real life. You see what I mean? Because your brain think, okay, what does this relevant to me? Okay, what does this relevant to me? If it's not relevant to yourself, it's not relevant to your life, then your brain will think this is useless. So they will not store the memory about it, right? And the 3rd thing is, if your brain freezes when you speak, it's just because your brain feels unsafe. Okay, your brain feels unsafe. But when about your real life, it's something shift. It tells your brain that, okay, this is what I experienced. This is the emotion or the feeling that I remember at that time. This is the something relevant to me. It's essential to me. So your brain start to recognize the moment and speak becoming more easy, become easier. Okay, become easier. So you see, I'm not a native English speaker, and I make lots of grammar mistakes while I'm doing the live. You can hear it, you can feel it, but I'm still trying to say it. But does it really affect you understand what I'm trying to express? Right? Think about this. I made lots of mistakes when I'm talking to you, when I'm talking in front of the camera here. And I made lots of the mistakes that maybe I off the tone, I used the wrong tense, I used the wrong words, I say some words that mispronounce it, but you still can understand me, right? It's the same. It's the same in Mandarin. So you say something, say for example, lots of Chinese teachers use these examples. Ma, 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 right? They give you this example, like ma means mom, ma means hemp, and then ma means horse, ma means scold, right? They use this example to tell you that, look, if you make one tone off, then it will become totally different thing, right? Is that correct? Yes. But you have to think about it, okay? You have to think about it. Say, for example, you call your mom. Naturally, standard Mandarin should be mama, okay? Mama. But what about if you pronounced, you face your mom and said mama, mama is hemp, or mama, horse, okay? Yes, in Mandarin that becomes horse. But do you think your mom could not understand you? Do you think your mom don't know if you are calling her or not? Right? You see what I mean? So you have to let your brain to recognize that the moment speaking Mandarin is easy. It's nothing too harsh. Okay, so you go into a breakfast shop. Say for example, he said, I want to buy a bun. 我要买包子. That's the correct pronunciation. That's the standard Mandarin. Okay, but what if you said 我要卖包子? I want to sell bun. That's a different pronunciation. Okay, 我要卖包子. To me, to yourself, you probably think, okay, I said it wrong. Okay, I said it in a wrong tone, and I changed the words, I changed the character into a totally different meaning. But so what? The people, the seller in the breakfast shop wouldn't think that you're going to sell a bun to her or to him. He can understand. Maybe you just sound a little bit off, but he or she still can get you want to buy a bun. You see what I mean? So encourage yourself. Speaking Mandarin is not that difficult. It is a tonal language. Changing the tone, it meaning. But in real life, when you speak, there is there is context there. No matter sounding off, unless it's not too off the tone, people can. Okay, let's move on. So this is why what I called the loop system is always return to the real life expressions. You have to back to your real life. You have to back to your day. You have to back to your experience, because you memorize a long list of vocabulary, but you can't use it. What's the point, right? If you can't use it, what's the point, right? So now let's say, think one tiny moment from today. One tiny moment. Maybe 喝水, drinking water. Maybe 做早餐, cooking breakfast. Or maybe, I don't know, 开门, 打开门, open the door. This, anything today. And use the same thing we learned today is 刚才我, just now I, 刚才我, just now I did something. Okay, so you have, or 今天我 again, 今天我 today I something. We just said, like drinking coffee, 喝咖啡, okay, 喝水, drinking water, or what else? 跑步, running. You see, that's the thing. So only describe the actions, nothing more, just the one, okay? Because the loop system asks you to do the things step by step, layer by layer, building from small chunks, and then we expand it, all right? Now, choose one action, use 刚才我 just now I, and 今天我 today I, okay? Say it out loud. Say it out loud. Maybe you say, Maybe you will say, oh, okay, I don't know how to say it in Mandarin. I don't know how to say, for example, 读书 reading. I don't know how to say reading in Chinese. What should I do? You can just say 今天我 reading. Okay? 刚才我 reading. Trying to say something at least. And then you will recognize, okay, this is the word that I need to learn next. This is the phrase I need to learn next, because that really matters to my life. That really matters to my experience, or to my feeling. All right. So, ready? Trying to say it out loud and tell me what you feel. Okay. Now you have just used the Mandarin to describe a real moment from your day. Okay, you just use Mandarin to describe the real moment from your day, and that's not the practice. I would say that's not the practice you practice with me or practice with your language partner. You made something. It's really about your day. That's real speaking. You see what I mean? So what you feel just now is that lightness, or that little sense that I can actually do this. Okay, that's exactly the loop system designed to produce. I want you to use it. As an adult learner, you are not like full-time students. Okay, you sit in the classroom, you learn this first, and then you learn that, and then you do the next. As an adult learner, you have your real life, you have your job, you have your family, you have very limited time. Okay, you have very, very, very limited time. So you want something quick, you want something that efficient, you want something that can help you speak Mandarin fast. And that's what the loop system designed for. So, but of course, today you just see the only feel very, very shadow of the system. Okay, so if you want to unlock your speaking properly, not just the once, but every day, click the button on your screen, and you can fill in a short form. I can contact you about the free one-on-one session. Okay, if you're watching from YouTube, you can check. You can click the text below, right? And if you feel you are not ready fully to join the experiences, you're thinking that the is too much, is too committed, then you can check my the link in my profile. All right. Okay. So 现在我喝咖啡，你的咖啡好喝吗？我的咖啡喝完了。I just finished my coffee. OK，现在是晚上。Now is evening. 现在是晚上。OK，good. Now you see. 现在我喝咖啡 Now I'm drinking coffee. That's relevant to your life. 你的咖啡好喝吗 That's a variation. That's one part of the loop system. That's a very useful way to apply in the in the sentence pattern. All right. Now, this is what we called the loop system. This is how we need to think about your brain when you're trying to speak, because obviously speaking Mandarin shouldn't be a very difficult thing. It shouldn't be learning any language shouldn't be that things. And what you need to know is make it more relevant to yourself, can train your brain. This will be slightly will be slightly easier, and will feel you make your brain feels more safe. So that's why I'm saying that you need to sorry, that's why I think you need to say or to speak something relevant to your life. And okay, I can see that some people is asking me that why I should say something in English or my own language if I don't know the Chinese phrase. Okay, this is not a random teaching. This is not how to say the thing I just suddenly make up. This has a scientific backup. Okay, this has a scientific backup. There's lots of linguistics doing this is because, okay, for the I explain it from the beginning, okay, because let me explain you something. This is very important. In this small practice loop, we begin like with the Mandarin first. Okay, if you don't know, then if you can say the word in Mandarin, then you say it in English, but only as a temporary support. Only as a temporary support. This is not the final way you will speak. This is just a simple bridge. Okay, it's a simple bridge because for adults, the brain sometimes freeze because it trying to remember the perfect Mandarin word. Okay, think about it. If you ever trying to speak Mandarin and you freeze, is you probably at that time you're probably thinking, am I saying in the right tone? Am I saying in the right words? Is this the correct word order, right? So because your brain is continue to searching the words, searching the tones, searching the pronunciations, but you have to understand when that happens, the whole sentences will collapse. Okay, because you will when you the more time you search, the more time you think, the more scared you are, the more afraid you are. Okay, you will thinking, oh, okay, what about if I say it wrong? What about if I sound stupid? What if I people laughing at me? Okay, so that's the thing. So allowing one English words or your native language is only when you truly need it or you truly just suddenly couldn't think about the words. Okay, your brain will stay open and relaxed because because that tells your subconscious that, okay, I know how to say it. Okay, I know how to say it. I can make it. People still can understand me. Okay, so that's the moment that your brain feels safe, and then that keeps you continue to say the thing. Okay, right. And you will still be able to express in the main idea in Mandarin, and let your brain remember that, okay, you see, I'm trying to speak Mandarin, okay, even though I don't know one word or one phrase, but I still say it in Mandarin. Okay, so in the full loop system, I will guide you replace the English support with natural Mandarin step by step, and by using the things you already know. Okay, but remember, Mandarin always comes first, and then English or your own language is only if you are completely stuck. Say for example, 我要 you are in a coffee shop. Excuse me. So say for example, in coffee shop, you said you want to say, I want a latte. 我要拿铁. Okay. But suddenly you forget, oh, how I can say latte or mocha or cappuccino, whatever, you name it. Then suddenly you forget. You can just say 我要 latte or 我要 mocha. People still can understand you, all right? So that's the thing. That's why during this practice I will mix English and Chinese from time to time. And I just want you to remember that this is not the final way of speaking. Okay, this is not the final way of speaking. Okay, now this is the end, and I've just finished all my point. And if you do have any questions, you can type in the chat and I can try to answer you. It could be anything relevant to Mandarin, anything relevant to Mandarin learning, anything relevant to maybe Chinese culture or anything. And again, if you want to have a one-on-one session with me, if you're watching from the TikTok, you can click the button on the screen, fill in the short forms, or if you're watching from YouTube, you can just click the text below. Depends. If you want to have 5 days with me, that's fine. You can fill in the form in the text. If you thinking I'm not ready yet, I can't commit 5 full days. I just want to have something to start. There is a link in the description that you can check as a starter. Okay. All right. Any questions? It could be anything. It could be, I don't know. You want to know how to learn fast, maybe. You want to know how I can change my pronunciation, how I can sound the thing more natural. Anything. Could be anything. All right. If no, so tonight we have completed 3 micro layers of the loop system that you start with the one real sentences, and then you add an idea, and then you have the real life moment that to speak about something about your own life. Okay, but this is the only 5% of the full system. All right, remember the full system, the full loop system works in a deeper layer and with daily guidance, with where that the real transformation happens. Okay, if you'd like to join, you're welcome. You can check my profile, and you can fill in the form there. Okay, and if you think that you're not ready, you can just, there's a link in my profile. You can start from there. All right. Do you live every week? Nope, I don't live every day, but from time to time, maybe depends on my schedule. Sometimes maybe 2-3 times a week. I'm not sure when I will go in live again. All right, but at least once a week. Okay. So, but I will keep uploading videos. You can follow me. Okay, but today we have just test a little bit the loop system, and which you can use immediately. And thank you for joining tonight. I will see you inside, and if you have any questions, you can comment in any of my videos. I will reply to you. All right. Okay, no problem. See you now. Bye.